75 yards offline. Alright, I'm Craig. This is Sevi. This is Angry of a Diary Scottish Golfer. I forgot to record an introduction to the video that you're about to watch, so this is what this is. Better late than never. I've just finished cleaning my house and my dog is involved. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah? Good boy. Good lad, well done, back to sleep. Today's video is a very fun one. I really enjoyed this. I had a session with Scott Borrowman. He is one of the professional golfers at Stirling Golf Club. He's also a speed, I would say a speed and distance specialist, in that he himself achieved a 200-mile-an-hour ball speed. I'll maybe put a little clip of him doing that because he lost his mind and went mental. It was really quite funny. But yeah, Scott is a really, really good guy, a former Scottish internationalist, so a very good player himself in his own right, and just a very good golf coach and a nice guy. I really had fun in the session, and what I'm going to share with you is, it's not clickbait. The title of this video isn't clickbait. I did in fact gain about 10 miles an hour of ball speed on my quickest strike, over 20 yards of distance. Oh, he's licking his balls. Good, good. Really? 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 Did you have to do that? Yeah, bugger off. Normal. Good lad. See ya. It's sharing with you some of the techniques that I learned in the video to immediately enhance the ball speed, some of the little secrets that I learned, some things that I'm gonna go ahead and continue to practice. If you can stick around to the end of the video, I shall be setting you a challenge that could be quite fun. Hang about to the end, enjoy the video and all that stuff.
Yeah, bash away. Let's get a maybe 10.
Baseline.
Yeah, kind of look at some numbers. Now we might not find, we might not find that much distance. We might not find that much. We might identify a couple of things like some spin numbers, something like that can maybe need looked at.
I think I could get to comfortably 120.
Okay.
Would be pretty happy for me.
So when you maybe do pull out the driver and you're getting a little bit worried about it, what's the kind of, is it all negative, do this, yeah. Do you go to the gym and stuff as well?
Yeah, 6 days a week.
Oh, well done.
I'm offended, yeah. I hate when people have to ask that. I'm obviously I don't go hard.
I was asking in a very nice way. It's clear you go to the gym. So are you wanting to look at some proper long drive style techniques, or are you looking at
I mean, something that
just give you some feelings and stuff like that? Yeah.
Would pick up the speed a little.
Come over and have a look. It's stuff that you're going to have seen before. Setup's good. Okay, there's nothing concerning, if that makes sense. Maybe go a fraction wider. Allows you to turn on the way. Allows you to turn on the way back, but it can kind of limit on the way through. That kind of stuff. But nothing major. Okay. I just think sometimes you're a bit stationary over the ball. I'd like to see just a little bit more movement, just trying to get a feeling of a bit of flow in the swing. Sometimes it's a bit static. It's so if I was in here, right, it's kind of a little bit and then it starts. Whereas I like it, if we're talking about creating a little bit of flow and a bit of movement, I like kind of people moving back and forward, feeling the sort of pressure shift a little bit, just to get things moving a little bit, rather than, that makes sense?
Yeah, totally.
Okay? So that's an element that I think we should probably look at. And then as you go back, okay, a decent turn, so you kind of almost drop down a little bit. Basically, what the longest hitters do is it shifts to the right, but it also shifts up a little bit, okay? So you know how you can drop down a little bit?
Yeah.
You see that? So if you can get it going up a little bit, it's then potential energy that you can accelerate down into the golf ball, okay? Now, if you can do that, you can then really start to launch, if we call it your early extension, use it as a real asset. It can also cause that.
Yeah.
You can accelerate down and then accelerate up.
Yeah.
Start to get a little bit more power that way.
Yeah.
But for me, I would really like to see that foot a little bit wide, well, not even wider, see where the toe is, just the heel to kind of match that up. And then just a little bit of movement early on in the swing, just get you shifting into the right hand side. So we'll do some stuff where you're kind of, not well, maybe lifting the foot up and just getting it like moving a little bit back, just to sort of start the engine. That kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Rather than, let's just say it's. Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Make sense? I want you to bring your foot in a wee bit. Just about there, okay? And you're going to step before the club goes back, okay? Good. And when you do it, you don't need to step through, okay? But you're just going to do that little step. But as you go back, okay, what I want you to think about is not only going back, but almost feeling like you're just see how my chest is kind of rotating, but I'm like my spine's kind of extending a little bit, just a little bit, okay? Not a lot, because you are a good golfer, okay? I don't want it, yeah, it's going to feel a little bit more like that, okay? And again. Good. And what I want you to do, okay, it's going to be done, okay, by the time the shaft gets to about here. You're going to have felt like you've done all that movement very early on. The reason being, okay, if you go like this, you'll have played with guys, the kind of higher handicappers, they kind of go like that, and then they get into this position, and it's like what they need to do is like stop the body from going, stop the club, then they need to start back down, and it's just kind of like all out of sync, and they're actually losing power. Ah, see, a little bit of a thing there, wasn't it? Okay, so it's the step before the club's even thinking about moving. Good.
Okay, so step.
Yeah.
Then I'm up to here.
Yeah, that's it.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of a two-part process. Step up.
There you go.
Step up.
Okay, do that faster, and then accelerate through. Okay, now what I want you to do, all right, is up the ante a little bit, okay? We need to get the movements right, but we also need to kind of prime the system and like put a little bit of energy through it, put a little bit of power through it. Good. And again. Good. Now remember, your extension is a source of your power.
Yeah.
It's also needed to get the club back on plane.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't not do that. That make sense?
Yeah,
So if you think about, I'm getting you to sort of extend up a little bit here. What goes up? Watch that right foot, that's better. It's definitely looking better, okay? Just do that move a little bit earlier. Yeah, that's it. 170.
170.
Yep.
What was it before?
The average before the average before was 164. So that's 170, which is good. 172. 309 in the air.
310 in the air.
No, come on, 309.
309.
Nobody likes a show off. 169. That's a frozen rope, though, isn't it? What does it feel? What does it feel like to you? Do you feel like you're putting in more effort? Do you feel like?
Not really. I don't feel like I'm trying to hit any harder than I did before. I just feel like now it's a body move as opposed to hands and arms.
Yeah. So remember, I said it was like a bit. I was like, just a bit stiff. You know, I was just like, I'm trying to think. I'm just going back to when I was like trying to hit a fairway.
Yeah.
Hit the fairway. So now I'm like, I hit it and the fairway's out there. Okay. So just feel the body. And I'm just gonna. Don't worry, I've not got studs on. So feel your body shifting to the right and going up a little bit. So I'm going to put a bit. There you go. See the pressure on that club? Go for it.
That's very healy. That would probably be quite a good club head speed, I'd imagine.
So 120.5.
120, yeah. So that felt like a good club head speed. It's just
And for a poor strike, it's still gone 298.
Yeah. So what I did there, when you put your foot on the club,
Yeah.
and when I moved, I felt that more come on to the right side in terms of weight. Like I felt my
Perfect.
heel come
Yeah,
up a
yeah.
little.
So you felt like kind of shift, like a little bit of shift.
Yeah, massive.
Don't worry, I've not got studs.
No.
Imagine if I did this with big metal cleats.
It's an old driver.
Okay, go for the same feeling. So you're shifting to right and going up a little bit. Good. Okay.
That felt burst.
171. It's too low spin, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's too. You know, from a distance point of view, it's absolutely amazing. You just hit that one and you get it right, and it's like that is just a knuckleball that's just going forever. Exaggerate that feeling. Even more. Come on. I want to feel a bit of tension on this. Okay. There you go. Really, really accelerate it up fast.
Such a poor strike.
174.
174 mile an hour.
Yeah. Distance offline is 14 yards. It's too much shape, I'll give you that.
Yeah, 122 mile an hour club speed.
Do you do any speed training?
Yeah, I've got, what are they called?
Speed sticks?
Yeah.
So do some speed sticks, but nothing beats hammering drivers, in my opinion.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, I've done the speed sticks, done a lot of them. Still use them myself from time to time, but in a much more limited capacity.
Watch where you put them.
Just, I don't know, magic touch. And I still do them, but I'll do much fewer swings with it. I'll do more swings with the driver, because that's really what I'm working with.
Yeah.
But like adding resistance to hitting, so like hitting a towel. I'm not saying silly.
Hitting a towel?
Yeah, hitting a towel. So like preparing yourself for impact, like bang.
So like those big yellow impact?
Well, not that. I've not done that with a driver, because I think I would probably break a shaft. But I've, hitting like towels, adding. Yeah. No, not. Are you scared that you're going to break that?
That was absolutely nuked.
172, 320.
That's like as good as I can hit a golf shot.
It's pretty good. You're not going to argue that. So you'll feel like resistance on this, okay? So just like accelerate through as hard as you can. So obviously that's going to try and stop you, isn't it? You need to prepare for the collision, accelerate through the collision.
Same way I'm doing with it.
Even harder, harder hopefully. Yeah. Good. Feel a bit of resistance?
Yeah.
Yeah? And again? Well, you can do like programs of this.
I've never even considered that.
Well, it's going to the gym. It's like progressive overload, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then you've got a wet towel.
Yeah, well, basically, yeah. Come on, accelerate through. Well done.
Is that good? Is that a good sign?
Well, you hit it hard, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, so you're going to feel that same instant, okay? You had to prepare for a collision, then you had to get through. The ball is what stops people going fast. Oh, this needs to go straight. It doesn't. It needs to go further. Didn't quite catch it.
So I felt like such a quick club hit. Genuinely, 118 it wasn't. It was just a poor strike, otherwise that felt very good. But I totally see what you mean when you do that.
Yeah, you get preparing for it, aren't you?
Yeah, when you hit that, it's like...
There's loads of stuff you can do. There's so many different things. Like you go to the gym enough. Think of stuff that you do in the gym to get like bigger or stronger or faster, whatever it be like. So in terms of like, if you want to get faster in terms of like a gym perspective, you don't lift loads of weights.
Heavyweight, low weight.
Yeah.
That was bombed.
Yeah, a little bit, 170. But like if you're thinking about adding distance, this is the kind of stuff that you've got to do in terms of like, from a practice point of view. Like I wrote some stuff for some people recently. Part of it is for 20 minutes in the day, you peg up the driver and you just absolutely leather it, assuming you're maintaining decent technique. Yeah. You do a flat out speed session where you're going, I'm going as fast as I can. And you can be either searching, generally you'd be searching for probably club head speed at that point. Yeah. Or if you were searching for ball speed, you maybe do a mixture of like a little bit of mechanics and a little bit of speed. 173, like that's, from my point of view, if you're adding sort of 164 was your average, you're averaging 170 now from 164.
Up 6 miles
6 miles an hour.
How far is a mile an hour in terms of like...
I think it's like 2.5 yards-ish.
So that would be the equivalent of...
15 yards.
15 yards?
Something like that.
That's a club. That's like a...
Yeah, exactly. And that's the sort of things that people forget about. They're like, oh, you just hit your driver far. It's like, well, yeah, but I then hit it into wedge area rather than 9 iron or 8 iron or whatever it is.
Or I can carry that.
Or I can carry that bunker that you're now laying short of.
Have you found it's had a big difference in your playing, obviously?
So I don't really play much, but when I, like, for example, I played here in like the PGA event. Now here is not that, for me, is not that long, but I had like six eagle putts in the second round, just because I could, if that makes sense. But if you catch one, like if I catch one and it goes straight, the hole's, like the majority of the hole is done. That's why Bryson's, like you wouldn't see it, but statistically is the best driver of the golf ball on the PGA Tour. Yeah. Like gaining shots off the tee, he's, how they went on about like Morikawa gaining, the best iron player since Tiger.
Yeah.
They don't say that about Bryson. I think he was actually gaining more shots off the tee than Morikawa was gaining into the green. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Well, it's not easier, obviously, but it's harder to be the best iron player than it is to not.
Yeah.
You gain, as him, he can gain more.
Yeah.
Because they're all hitting their irons pretty well.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
You have to be incredible to be the best iron player.
Of course, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
But
if you just look at it from a number point of view.
yeah, exactly. That was bomb score.
171. Are we going to round that up?
Maybe just a better strike.
Are you going to round it up?
Nah, 171. 171.5.
So that's a good shot though, isn't it? Middle of the fairway, 309 yards.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't shoot good scores from doing that, you can't shoot good scores.
More than anything, this is fun.
Part of my sort of like, I don't know what you call it, like a sort of mission statement when it comes to lessons is I want them to be fun. Like I want you to come out going, feeling energized, feeling like, yeah, you know, like I want to get 172 as my average.
I'm almost going to hit these off the ground.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it is way fun.
Of course it is.
As long as you're maintaining, like you say, technical work.
People may get me wrong and see my stuff on social, like all he does is hit drivers. Like no, it's like kind of what I do. It's part of like who I am and what I like doing. But like, if you can hit it 5 yards further and keep it relatively straight, it's worth it.
Yeah. Is that ridiculous?
No, not at all. Does it feel ridiculous?
Yeah.
So you can move your mass more to the right now, earlier, and then more up earlier as well. Okay?
Go.
170. It's a bad drive, okay, I'll give you that.
Yep.
But 174?
174 miles an hour ball speed. That's so fucking hard. I hate that. Is that normal, or do people?
No, people do struggle a wee bit, yeah.
Right, okay.
I just do it every day.
So you're getting this part now. I just want it to go that way, but early. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's got to be done earlier. The earlier you do it, the better. Do you actually do it, you know, when I've got that club and I'm pushing it down with my foot?
Yeah.
That kind of feeling. Come on, do it.
61 back.
But that's part of the journey.
That was it.
My work here is done.
Nailed.
Should I call Ian on the way back from here and be like, right, Ian, I've done I've done my work with him. Oh no! I saw it like you just kind of pushed down into the ground with it. That was good. 71.4, decent.
Yeah, I mean that's a decent drive.
Absolutely. The ball is the biggest issue. The reason is there's a consequence, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to hit it in the fairway, I need to hit it here. Come on, up early, right early.
Oh, it's just such a bad strike.
But that's what this is the sort of stuff you've got to do.
Yeah.
If you like, I mean, I've seen Bryson stuff. Like, I'd love to just go and watch some of the like. Imagine having the shot pattern. And just being like, right, where, you know, even some of the long drive guys, I mean, they're trying to get that 1 in 8.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, that is, I mean, that's never getting beaten, you know,
That's
kind of
why
233 ball speed or whatever it was.
That's why he done so well. Like Bryson, he was putting
Hitting the
ball
fairways,
in the
yeah.
fairway,
But like, that's why I find it incredible what he's done. He's added so much distance whilst still actually being pretty straight off the tee. If you were running out of steam a wee bit.
Maybe. The numbers are indicating that.
Yeah, it does look that way. Just a little bit. You know, it's just you know, like you can just see it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you're maybe not, you know, you've hit what? That's 37 drivers. We warmed up, you know, so it's like 40 drivers. Another what? 20 shots maybe.
Do you know what I feel like is holding me back is that I'm so worried about striking it well, because I think the strike takes so much away from
It does, but remember, you give up, so you might get faster by not thinking about that.
Yeah.
And then go, right, I've got up to like, let's say 125, and then go, right, I'm going to focus on
If I
strike.
was to just concentrate on club head speed as opposed to...
Maybe initially, yeah,
Yeah.
and then go, right, let's go ball speed. Let's go strike. Just looks a little bit snatchy.
119 club head speed.
But you know what I mean about like a little bit snatchy, like it's got to feel, there's got to be a flow to it. It needs to be fast, but it's still got flow to it. So, you know, like things that can help with like, you know, flowing, getting the golf club flowing, okay, and like moving really well. If you get the club kind of started forward, up about here, and just doing some stuff where it's like that kind of, and you feel like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So relax. You can still a bit stiff. There you go. Bit of flow. Come on. Let the hands go. Let the club head go. Good. Do a few more like that. Okay. And it's just that little bit of movement that I think will help. It seems to be one of the things that helps you the most. 171.
That was new.
It's a nice flight, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're definitely faster. Whether you're putting more effort in, I don't know. You know, when someone says, you know, like do this, and the effort level goes up, like could you have put more effort in with your driver and got the same amount of speed? Sorry, I don't think you probably could. You could have got more speed, but not as much.
Like I say, I feel like my power sources are my arms.
Yeah.
So I feel like
You're using body more now.
Yeah, massively.
That was just a nice drive, wasn't it?
What I was trying to do there is I was thinking I'm going to hit it how I would hit it on the golf course.
That's just a nice drive.
So 169.5.
It's fast. You're definitely faster.
294 calorie.
305.
So that was like, I'm going to try and not take the piss. I'm going to try and hit how I would hit on the course.
Yeah, of course.
But like, I feel like I'm more aggressive now.
You will be, because I've kind of forced you into it a little bit.
Yeah, in terms of.
But if you want to hit the ball further, you have to be more aggressive. Would you not agree?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You obviously go to the gym.
Hey.
So it's like, I'll get it.
I hate this. You've teed it up more than me, for sure.
But like, you can go, you're obviously strong, okay? You need to then, it's like you can do like force velocity profiling. So you can create a lot of force, as in you can shift a lot of weight, say like deadlift relatively high numbers, but it isn't translating to like club head speed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you need to then work on moving stuff faster.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
And that's a good way of doing it. The blueprint's there for adding a bit of distance and a bit of speed now. It's just a matter of, right, your body often struggles to know where the club is and what it's, you know, because you're moving faster.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes it's like, well, what the hell's going on here? I'm not ready yet for this.
Yeah.
In terms of where the club is.
You're at the ball before.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, this is, I'm here much sooner than I thought I would be, and it's like not used to it. But the more you train that, the more it gets used to it. Right, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. It is obviously massively appreciated. The fact that you've spent your time with me watching my YouTube videos, I can't thank you enough, because it is this in particular with the every time with his dog interrupting and licking his balls. Good. This video in particular, I basically just try and make these videos a little bit better every week. It's something that I enjoy doing, and the fact that you watch it means a lot. This video was particularly complicated because I was changing camera angles, there was microphone issues, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the fact you've watched was massively appreciated. As I did say at the start, there's going to be a challenge. So the challenge is this. If anybody goes to see Scott on the back of this lesson and can beat my max ball speed, which is currently 174.6 miles per hour, I will pay for your lesson. The first person to do it. So if you go to Scott and you guys manage to beat my ball speed, let me know. My email's in the description of this video. If you email me, you and Scott confirm that you've beaten me, I shall pay for your lesson with him. Other than that, again, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Say bye. Bye. Woof. Oh, good jump.